Listen, how do I find a licensed cosmetologist, a good stylist? And there are no good cosmetologists out there. They're all trash, they're all dusty, they're all money hungry, and none of them understand the science of hair. Well, today, in 2024, I am here to tell you that cannot be furthest from the truth. But the problem is, we search for hairstylists the same way that we search it for YouTube videos, and it has to stop. So let's start here in Vegas, right? The first thing most people would do is just search their favorite natural hair terms, right? But most licensed cosmetologists that are like me do not separate their work based on the texture of their client's hair. So most cosmetologists like me, you're not going to see natural curly stylists, naturally curly hair, or apple cider vinegar specialist. You're not going to find things like that, right? It is something that you have to get your mind out of, because a licensed cosmetologist, a master cosmetologist that focuses on the science of hair. Listen, when I am putting in search terms on Google, the only thing that I am putting in are things based on the science of hair. So I'm hashtag OLAPLEX, hashtag porosity treatments, hashtag skin cell turnover treatment, hashtag skin scalp detox, hashtag porosity treatment, things like that, hashtag OLAPLEX treatment, hashtag bond reconstructive treatments. These are the things that we're supposed to be searching for, right? But again, this video clip that you're looking at right now and the clip that you are about to listen to is about, I want to say I posted this video originally over a year ago, and decided that I just really didn't want to include it, because most of the time when you are searching for a hairstylist, if you have curly hair, you'll type in things like natural hairstylist and or natural curly hair and stuff like that. And a licensed cosmetologist isn't marketing herself like that. One that specializes in the science of hair understands the treatments that you give your clients, like keratin treatments. It matters. The porosity of your hair matters so much. The products that your clients use, the porosity of their hair matters so much when it comes to the cuticle of the hair shaft. So in knowing the science, you'll know what stylist to pick.
This is Q.
Hi, I wanted to know if you guys do silk presses.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Before I book the appointment for my cousin, I just want to call and ask you a couple of questions. Is it possible for me to book a consultation before I book an appointment?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Who do I ask for specifically for a silk press?
Yeah, it's an independent contractor, so it's just me.
Okay.
So just book it under a color consultation though.
Okay, perfect. And last question. I'm looking at this paper for her. Sorry. Do you do porosity tests before your appointment?
No.
Are you familiar with like porosity? Like, do you pick the products for your clients based on their porosity, or is it just the same? You don't pay attention to porosity at all?
Porosity isn't important here in Vegas. What's important is moisture, because basically curly hair just needs moisture, and here in Vegas we don't have any humidity in the air. So the products that I choose all impart the moisture that Vegas doesn't have in the atmosphere. So no, I don't choose my products based on client's porosity, because it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect. Okay, I'll let her know, and then I'll have her book. Does she book online?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
This is why learning the science of the human body is so important. Even though she was partially right as it pertains to Vegas being very, very low in its moisture content, so the hair is drier, so it needs moisture. But the thing is, your hair gets moisture from two places: the environment and from what you put inside of the body, not products, because the hair does not hold any moisture within itself. And And your porosity is not just about how your hair is able to absorb moisture from the environment. Your porosity is going to determine if whether or not you should get a protein treatment, or your porosity will determine if whether or not you should get keratin. There are so many people who had a problem with the video that I posted about keratin treatments and not getting keratin treatments, because it is the new craze across social media. Everybody is obsessed with keratin treatments as if it is something new, where keratin treatments have been out longer than I've had my cosmetology license. I remember coming into the hair industry at 19, and I was getting trained by women who were in their 50s on how to do keratin treatments, and it slowly became something that we stopped doing in the hair salon because it only worked for our clients who, let's say, were swimmers, so they were getting in chlorine all the time, and chlorine does to the hair shaft the same exact thing that lightener does, opening up the cortex of the hair shaft and putting in pigment. That's why somebody with blonde hair, it's not recommended that you go swimming, because the chlorine will turn your hair another color. But if you have a keratin treatment puts a thick coating on top of the hair shaft, and this is why it is only good for somebody with high porosity hair. You feel like the keratin treatment is working so good for you because you live in maybe a humid climate, so your hair doesn't revert back as much when it is absorbing the moisture from the environment. Your hair is absorbing the moisture from the environment, but a keratin treatment puts a layer on top of the hair shaft that prevents the cuticle from opening. It limits the amount of moisture that your hair is able to absorb from the environment. That is why somebody with low porosity hair should never get a keratin treatment, because it turns out like this.
Hey everyone, just taking my hair out of the bun that it's been in for the past week, and I am so sad to say that my hair has been feeling damaged and it's just breaking like really easily. Oh, it makes me so sad. Like, this is my hair 6 months on from my last keratin treatment. To make things worse, like, I'm even booked in to be bleaching my hair in 4 days, and I really think that is not necessarily a smart decision right now. Like, I think that's going to make everything 10 times worse. So I just really need to find a way to fix this if possible. Yeah, so like my hair has been breaking so easily that I'm like even having to like finger detangle like a lot. This is just an example now of like how easily my hair is breaking, even just from finger detangling.
Now, there will be the keratin soldiers that come through and be like, oh, all keratin treatments don't turn out like that. It only turned out like that because she colored her hair. Well, I will have you know, I have an overwhelming amount of clients that book one-on-one consultations with me whose hair look just like that, and it is not color treated. It's just with keratin, right? Because keratin puts a layer of a product on top of a hair shaft that already has a cuticle that is really tight. And in this video, she went ahead and did an Afro G treatment. An Afro G treatment is something that you only use in your hair for emergency situations, like your hair is literally about to fall off of your head. It'll save it, but it's like a one and done type of thing, because if you continuously use it, it will make your hair fall out. But if you already have your protein breaking down, even with low porosity hair, you're able to repair it a little bit, right? You're able to reinforce the cuticle because the cuticle is breaking down because of the protein overload from the keratin. And when it comes to the hair color definitely contributes to it, right? Of course. And a lot of times hairstylists will put keratin on top of the hair shaft to mask it. Keratin is not treating anything. It's filling the holes, the rips, and the tears that you have in the hair shaft that damage the hair, right? So again, let's go into how that is a prime example of why you calling a cosmetologist and them saying that your porosity doesn't matter is a red flag, right? I know it probably seems like I went off in left field, but I didn't. somebody understanding your porosity is something that's really, really important. But the only way that you can know that is if you know yours, right? So what type of cosmetologist are you supposed to look for then in this sense? You are supposed to be looking for cosmetologists that have the type of promptings that you're looking for, that you need. So here we go here on the Lord's Hair Internet. Let's go ahead and use Instagram for an example, right? So I just typed in OLAPLEX something. I can't see, but just keep scrolling. Keep scrolling until you find something that resembles you, right? And look for the hashtags. Look for the hashtags that line up with the scientific information that we are always talking about here on my channel. And when you find the cosmetologist whose things line up, for one, a licensed cosmetologist wants no confusion. So I need you to pay attention to how her bio says licensed cosmetologist. She needs it to be no confusion whatsoever. And I also want you to pay attention to the fact that you see the same women repetitively here on her page. You see the same women over and over again, right? And you will also see the diversity of the different types of styles that she's able to create. And you can also see that her clients are coming back without damage. Okay, listen, if you are somebody who is scared of blow dryers, heat, and stuff like that, that's okay. Find your tribe. Find your tribe, right? But if you are looking for somebody who can master our hair in all forms, right, then you need to really, really understand first the science of hair so you can tell the difference, right? So you can tell the difference between a cosmetologist that is playing in hair and a cosmetologist that really took the time to learn the science of hair. This cosmetologist that we're looking at right now, she is one that is very, very well versed in like natural styles, right, as well as hair extensions. Listen, I do not know none of these women, and they do not know me. All right, they don't know me. I want you to look for the things that you need, right? There are so many amazing cosmetologists that are just like me out there, but you guys most likely are not going to be able to find them just from a simple Google search. You'll have to understand the science of hair and look for people who are promoting their self based on that. So you're not going to be able to get with it with hashtags that resemble like the different made up terms, because a licensed cosmetologist isn't going by terms made up by the Team Natural community. There's going to be a difference. If you are looking for a professional cosmetologist, you're going to have to speak that scientific lingo. This is another one. You guys, take screenshots. All right, take screenshots. This is something I've screen recorded on my phone about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you guys, you need the hairstylist. So find these women. They are freaking amazing. I see myself as a professional cosmetologist in all of them. Look at their work. Look at her work. Beyond furious. What are we talking about? Again, I do not know this woman. I am not sure what city and state she is in. Get on Instagram and search for her, because as you can see, there are so many amazing cosmetologists. And in a second, stick around, because in a second I'm going to show you another cosmetologist that does silk presses, but she also loves to show how all of her clients' hair reverts right back. And understand, I don't know any of these women personally, so I don't know their routines and their patterns, but as you can see, all of their clients have healthy scalps. None of them are doing things that are causing you to have scalp inflammation. This is a licensed cosmetologist. Look at this. This is a licensed cosmetologist. She is she is illustrating skin cell turnover in the way that she treats it in the hair salon. Listen, she's not saying apple cider vinegar. She's saying scalp and follicle detox. When you understand the science and you know the lingo, you can spot your people. Look at this. She's not like, oh, apple cider vinegar on the scalp. No, ma'am. A licensed cosmetologist has a specific tool. There is a specific tool you can use to help somebody's skin cell turnover cycle be back on track, and it is not a comb. All right. There are certain systems and certain patterns. So So again, these are all amazing cosmetologists that you guys can go and follow. I want you to look for people who line up with the science that you are learning yourself. Okay. This is another cosmetologist. Super dope, you guys. Super dope. Not scissor happy. When you look through her page, her entire Instagram is full of transformational cuts. She is helping people, retain length by making sure that they're able to start over in a healthy manner, right? This is the same exact thing I would do. As a licensed cosmetologist, you understand that yes, your client needs to go ahead and get all that dead hair off, but you also as a licensed cosmetologist need to be able to do it in a way that doesn't cause your clients to not be confident when they go outside. I need you to also go for cosmetologists that have structure, right? Structure and clearly written out policy and procedure, because when you find somebody with really, really specific policy and procedure, you will also find somebody that will respect your time. And again, if you go in for a consultation, then you'll be able to see how respectful they are of their client's time. But when I say the setup of their website is absolutely immaculate, this is what you need to be looking for. I'm not being disrespectful, but if you could just pick up the phone at 10 o'clock at night and call somebody and ask them if they can do your hair in the morning, then I don't know, like you should kind of think about that, right? But when you are looking for a professional cosmetologist, we have to get out of this mind frame of like being offended or irritated if they have rules or policies and procedures, because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people just across the entire industry are doing it, but a lot of the rookies are doing policy and procedure and don't understand that they have to stand for the things that they're asking for. So I agree 100%. If you are a cosmetologist that doesn't book properly and you're late for your clients, then no, you shouldn't be asking for a late policy. You shouldn't have a late policy if you're never on time. But if you are constantly on time for your appointments and for your clients, then it shouldn't be a problem. Look at her website. It is immaculate. She has all of these different pictures of what you're gonna get. She has a description of all of the things that you're gonna get in that appointment. But I will say, I don't think sis is cheap, right? I don't think she's overpriced, but I also think that from what I can see, her work speaks for itself. She has clients that are coming back on a daily basis, on a repetitive basis, on a repetitive cycle, right? These are the things that you're supposed to be looking for. You want to look through somebody's list of services that they recommend and see if the things that they offer line up with the things that you are looking for, right? So these stylists that you can find are amazing, y'all. And this is something that I did on my phone real quick with a real quick little search of, like, I think I put OLAPLEX cosmetologist, OLAPLEX hairstylist or something. And look, beautiful, majestic, right? So even still with this style that she did, right? She did a certain type of perm rod set in the hair salon, you guys. Setting a bond in the hair salon, or it doesn't have to be in the hair salon. Setting the bond is different from air drying. It's completely different, right? So again, I want you to see this. This is another stylist. I think out of all of them, I think she's my favorite one that I looked at as I was going through trying to find stylists for y'all. I think she's like, oh, one of my favorites. Yeah. And so I think everybody gets so freaked out by me, like, oh, sis says she doesn't like twist outs. I don't like twist outs done without respecting the process of the hair shaft, right? So even on her page, the way that she explains it is literally like the same. You guys have to pay attention to the way that the hair reverts back, and her showing you guys the way that the curls revert back. Look at that on a regular. So if you are looking for a cosmetologist that is not going to give you heat damage, look for cosmetologists that are putting their revisions up. Look for that. You have to know what you want and intentionally like seek after that, right? And look for somebody again who has their clients coming back on a repetitive basis, right? And showing before and afters. You don't have to wear your hair straight all the time. You can go between wearing your hair straight and curly, but there's a process, right? And the key and the major key is you finding a cosmetologist that does both, finding a cosmetologist that can help you do both safely without putting you in this pocket, right? But if you want to find somebody that just does natural hair, then that's cool. But I need you guys to understand that the only way that you can find a good cosmetologist is to first learn what you need. First learn the science of hair so you're able to tell the difference between somebody just playing in hair and somebody who's not. Because listen, a cosmetologist that knows how to get this done is not telling you the porosity doesn't matter. All right. These are the type of cosmetologists that you look for. Again, I do not know. Ouch. I do not know any of these women personally. None of them personally. But it is crazy to me. And this is the cosmetologist. Listen, it's crazy to me. Listen, look, just use a diffuser, baby. Just dry it. That's all I've been saying. Just dry it. Just dry your hair. So this is all going to be dependent on you, the science of hair that you learn. And I also want to point out that her hair texture is a lot different and everybody cannot use a diffuser. It's not for everybody. But again, look at her website. You can see that she has consultations that you can book. Everything is very descriptive. You can book right there online, right? You can have a consultation before you meet her, and everything is self-explanatory, to the point, but it's not gonna cost you $25. Okay, you ain't gonna be able to get a little bit in your hand for 35 cents. It's not gonna work out like that. All right, so I really hope that this video helped. I didn't want to sit down and make a full video again on how to find a good cosmetologist. Hopefully this really helps. I don't know any of these women. Take some screenshots. Boo. Okay, bye.